So for Don Cheadle, who played the owner of a Chinese restaurant, you brought your friend Anthony Chow so he could perfect his lines in Cantonese. Was it because of the schedule of shooting that you didn't have the time to assist? Obviously, you were busy helping with Jackie and Zhang. Was it because you brought Anthony Chow on set?
If you see that scene,
Mhm.
Jackie has to have dialogue with Don, and then they have to
Yeah.
fight, right?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And when we shoot a scene like that, we shoot it wide, then we have to go in for coverage, right? But even when the camera is not on Jackie, he still needs help saying his lines.
Mhm.
So I have to always be by his side. It's hard for me to
Okay.
leave. And that's
Yeah.
why Anthony came in to help me. Because if I didn't bring him in, I would have to run back and forth between the two of them. And Don Cheeto doesn't speak Chinese.
Yeah.
And he was learning Cantonese, which is a very difficult language. So
Mhm.
he needed a lot of support. I mean, Jackie needs a lot of support with English, but Don needed with Chinese. So
Mhm.
you can imagine how helpful, Anthony was to me. Anthony did a great job to help him.
All right. So the next one is Hong Kong actor Kenneth Tsang, who I've seen in many Hong Kong varied films, unfortunately passed away in April 2022, played the role of Captain Shin in this movie. What do you recollect in this picture of you and him?
Just a really nice person, very friendly. He wasn't pretentious at all. He was a very well known and established actor. Jackie's done many films with him.
Mhm.
Um, and whenever Jackie likes people, he will hire them again. So he's done many films with Jackie. Yeah, I just remember him being really humble. He didn't actually, act like he was a star at all. Just very low key, talk to everybody.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate for sharing. So the next film is The Tuxedo, featuring Jackie Chan, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Jason Isaacs, the Godfather of Soul, James Brown, Debbie Mazar, Brad Allen, Bob Belladin, Romany Falco. So in this one, you are the dialect coach for Jackie, and you make an appearance as the Flower CIA operatives, saying a few lines. And also we got once again the stunt team, Paul Andriovsky, Brad James Allen, Yon Seobli, Wu Gang, among others. And you're also aiding Jackie on his dialogue and his singing duet with the legend singer and musician James Brown, Get On Up. How was it to have been part of this phenomenal experience and work with James Brown?
It was incredible. One of my favorite experiences because number one, Jackie had to do this incredible job of singing a very difficult song and to do a duet with James Brown. James Brown is the legend that he is. He comes in with an entourage of like 20 and he demands respect. So nobody calls him James Brown. We have to call him Mr. Brown.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
He's very strict with his musicians. Everyone has to be polite with each other. Everyone has to be sharply dressed. No one can have stains on their clothes. And when he performs, all eyes are on him because
Mhm.
he likes to improvise, and everybody must be ready to improvise with him. So when Jackie had to sing this song, it was changed last minute. Before it was going to be another song. What song was it going to be? Um, I forget the name, but it's like a more popular song.
Okay.
And that one is the easy one to do. Um, but then they decided they wanted something more challenging. So this was a new song that he had to learn. And so before I can teach Jackie, I have to learn it myself. I have to be able to be so comfortable with the song that I can help him. And we practiced it many times. He listened to it on his own. And on the day that we were shooting it, Jackie decided he wanted me to be right next to the camera and sing with him. So he's on a stage and the camera is mounted higher up. So they put a couple of Apple boxes next to the camera. And so for the entire day, I had to be standing on the Apple box next to the camera and mouth the lyrics to the song. And I I knew that Jackie was feeling insecure about this experience.
Mhm.
So I had to be even more confident and even more enthusiastic to help him. I mean, James Brown has his entourage, but Jackie has only me. So, I was just trying to be really fun and passionate silently because I could not make any sound. But physically, I was trying to be, you know, like I was having fun singing,
Yeah.
mouthing the lyrics. But the funny thing is, James Brown came up to me afterwards and he said, I'm so glad that you did that for Jackie. He says, because sometimes I forget my own lyrics and you kept me, on top of things. So I'm like, oh my gosh. At first, I was really embarrassed because I'm not a good singer at all, even though I've taken singing lessons. And sometimes when I was practicing with Jackie, James Brown would be looking at me. And I couldn't help but think, is he thinking, oh my God, that girl's ruining my song? you know. So I was a little bit embarrassed to be doing this, but he was really sweet. He was really nice to everyone. Um, you read about a lot of things, that's quite negative about him.
Yeah.
He's an alcoholic. He's a drug addict. That he beats women. When you
Oh.
meet him, you don't feel that way at all. He just is really polite and sweet. So I can only guess that when a person is drunk, when a person's on drugs, it changes who they are.
Mhm.
But when he doesn't have that, he seemed perfectly nice and kind and
Yeah.
friendly to everyone.
Wow. The next one we're going to talk about is Shanghai Nights, the continuation of Shanghai Noon with Jackie Chan, Owen Wilson, Donnie Yen, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Tom Fisher. So you're assisting Jackie as a dialogue coach in his role of Chong Wang. And also the Jackie Chan stunt team once again, Brad Allen, Paul Andriovsky, Hyun-Jin Park, Hei Jun, Hu Gang, Nikki Lee Chung-chi. So in this film, we have one of my favorite martial artists, a well-known Hong Kong popular actor, hitman himself, Donnie Yen, who plays the villain fighting Jackie. Did you assist Donnie on his English dialogue, and how was it to have collaborated with him on set?
Well, Donnie speaks English.
Hmm.
He grew up in Boston.
Hmm.
His sister, Chris, was his assistant. She's
Hmm.
also a martial artist and also an actor. Um, so I didn't really have to help him at all with
Oh,
anything.
okay.
Um, really nice guy. And like most people, when they're in the company of Jackie, they're very respectful. And it was a joy to work with him and to watch him work. And he wanted to please Jackie. So he worked really hard. He pushed himself really hard. But sometimes Jackie would be like, take a break. We're not shooting right now. You go relax. Go have some coffee. So I thought it was funny. He tried to like take care of Donnie. He didn't want Donnie to push himself too hard. He wanted him to save his energy for when the camera is rolling.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's really cool. I hope I get to meet him one day too. So, when you mentioned assisting other actors with their English dialogue on a movie set, for instance, someone like Owen Wilson or Aaron Taylor Johnson, who speaks English fluently, do you still need to help them prepare?
No, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he was just, I think, 12 years old at the time. He was really professional. He was really fun and sweet. But the minute he was in character, he was cheeky and silly and kind of a little bit naughty. But that was his character.
Mhm.
No, he didn't need help at all. He was a complete professional. He came on the set ready to go. Owen, I think, did I ever help Owen? I think Owen might have had to learn. Did he have to learn Spanish? He might have had to learn Spanish. I can't remember. Um, so I might have helped him out with that. But what I liked about Owen was sometimes if the jokes weren't that funny, and if I had an idea, I would
Mhm.
tell him. He would use it. So
Oh,
a
oh,
few
that's
times
cool.
some lines were not that funny, and I thought, if this it was written this way, it might be funnier. And I would kind of whisper it into his ears, and he'll listen to me.
Oh, wow, that's really
Yeah.
cool. So the next one is The Medallion, featuring Jackie Chan, Lee Evans, Claire Forloni, Anthony Wong, Christy Chung, Jude Poyer, Brad Allen, Mark Strange, Paul Andriowski, Hyun-Jin Park, Hei Jun, all the Jackie Chan stunt team, including action director Sammo Hung, written by Bei Logan, Alfred Chung, Gordon Chan. And so in the opening scene, you're an undercover woman. You told me that your scenes were adding during reshoots. Originally, was it not featured in the final montage?
Yeah, so what happened was after we finished shooting the film in Ireland and Thailand, they decided to reshoot it and add scenes. And so I was put into the added scene. So when you watch a film, it's at the beginning of the film. But actually we filmed it at the end of
Mhm.
this shooting process. And so by the time they shot that scene with me, I was actually pregnant. I was maybe 6, 7 months pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah. And we were shooting in the area that you can buy raw meat. So there was the smell of rotted flesh all over that street. And I was trying not to puke. I was
Oh,
trying to like keep the food in my tummy because it smelled really bad.
oh, okay. Okay. So the next movie is Around the World in 80 Days. So we got Jackie Chan, Steve Coogan, Cecile DeFrance, Karen Mock, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Maggie Q, Rob Schneider, Luke and Owen Wilson, bunch of actors, Sammo Hung, Daniel Wu, all of it. What I love that they featured the original and newest members of the Jackie Chan stunt team. You got Ken Lo, Nikki Changchi, Mars, Pat Yik, Johnny Chonghua, and Joyu Ahor, who is the very first female ever to join the stunt team. So during that time, you were pregnant with your first child. Congratulations once again. And working as the dialogue coach simultaneously. Did you have the opportunity to meet and speak with former bodybuilder and legendary actor Arnold?
Of course.
Yeah.
He he had his own dialogue coach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so when I met him, I told him, I said, "Hey, I have a little trailer. If you want to share with me, you're welcome to." Um, he was a very good friend of Arnold's. And whenever Arnold was not shooting his scene, they would be playing chess together. Arnold was really nice to me. When he met me and he found out that I was Jackie's coach, he said, "I just want you to know I really appreciate your work because I have a
Wow.
coach too." He says, "I know how hard it is to work to get the dialogue out." So he was very appreciative of what I did. Yeah, he was a very hardworking actor. He wasn't particularly sociable, and so some people thought he might be a little bit snobby. When he was not acting, he was playing chess or reading a book. So he didn't really want to interact with too many people.
Arnold is one of my favorite action actors too. One of my favorite scenes in this film was when Jackie goes back to his village Lanzhou in China. Then the biggest fight happens with Daniel Wu as the leader of the Black Scorpions against Sammo Hung as the head of the 10 Tigers. I was doing some research. There's a female playing one of the 10 Tigers named Marsha Yuan Chi Wai, who is the daughter of Hong Kong American actress known as Queen of Swords and Queen of Martial Arts film Chan Pei-pei, who passed away in July 2024. You told me that Chang Pei-pei came on set during the filming of The Medallion, which led you to meet her the first time. How awesome was this?
It was amazing. I had seen some of her films, so it was just a great experience to see what she's like in person. And she was really nice. Jackie had a dinner party, and she came to that, and everyone had a chance to talk to her and take pictures with her. She was very humble.
Oh, wow. Cool.
I'm
Yeah, because,
actually
yeah.
Facebook friends with her son now, who is also a director.
Oh, wow. All of their kids are like in the movie business now.
I
It's
don't know
like,
about all, but I know two. One's an actor, and one is an actor director.
all right. So the next one, Rush Hour 3, the third in this franchise. Now the fourth one is confirmed. We have also Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, Hiroki Sanada, Tsima, Yuki Kudo, Noémie Lenoir, Sun Mingming, Michael Chow, Simon Reed, James Liu, and also the stunt team, Brad James Allen, and the Jackie Chan stunt team. So you're assisting Jackie's once more with his English dialogue and singing Roberta Flack and Donnie Hathaway's The Closer I Get to You. You helped Chris Tucker with his Spanish, which he couldn't say it right. I know this story, but for the audience who doesn't know, would you please share?
Yeah, so in that scene, it was an airplane scene, and he had to say El Pollo Loco, which means the crazy chicken. And he could not get those words out of his mouth. So I try to help him.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Behind the scenes, you have worked with Japanese and talented martial artist actor Yuroki Sanada. I enjoy his work as a fan. I'm presuming that you were aiding him with his English dialogue as well?
He had his own coach,
Oh, okay.
and I noticed that his coach worked very quietly with him. Um, the way I work with Jackie, it is not quiet. It is me yelling out his lines sometimes, but they work very quietly together. And Hero is a very hardworking actor, and he really cares about his dialogue. Jackie cares about his action. He doesn't care about his dialogue. Um, so Hero was a very serious person. So when he was not acting on the set, he would be on the side practicing his lines, and just being really focused. He's definitely a very serious actor.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing. So the fight scene of Yuki Kudo's Dragon Lady Jasmine versus Jackie Chan, this talented martial artist, performer, and actress who doubles for Yuki's name Li Jing, like you said, without her incredible abilities, the scene could not work. I didn't know anything about her until 2 months ago when I heard you work with her. How was the collaboration?
So Li Jing also comes from the Beijing Wushu school, the very famous one where Jet Li came from,
Yeah.
right? Of course, extremely professional. The actors do very, very little, and then she comes in and she just takes over, right? The fight scene. Unfortunately, Jackie got injured. A table that he was working with collapsed on his chest, and we had to go to the ER.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he had cracked his sternum. But then guess what? Despite that, he wanted to go back to work. So the next day, we went back to work.
Oh, wow.
He had to flip a table, and it ends up hitting him
Oh, wow.
in the chest. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, man.
He often comes up with ideas last minute. If he had given them enough notice, they probably could have made a fake table that is nice and light. But because he comes up with choreography so quickly sometimes, the table is really heavy. So even though they put it on wires, it still had a full impact on his chest.
So the spy next door, Jackie Chan, Billy Ray Cyrus, George Lopez, Lucas Till, Amber Valletta. We got also the Jackie Chan stunt players, coordinators, Paul Andriovsky, Wu Gang. In my opinion, despite what the critics have said, I've seen it quite a few times back when I was in high school. It was a fun and entertaining film. You're, as always, the dialogue coach. I came upon 2 pictures of you with musician actor Billy Ray Cyrus and comedian actor George Lopez. Being around those guys, how was it?
It's always fun to meet people and see what they're like in person, because you know the public persona, but you don't know what they're really like as actors. George Lopez brought his own dialogue coach. So he was constantly practicing his lines, trying to get it perfect. Amber Valletta brought her own acting coach. So she was also practicing her lines. So she was very focused on that. Who else? Billy Ray Cyrus was really sweet, really friendly, a real gentleman. Whenever he wasn't acting, he was practicing or singing a song and, entertaining us. So it was a very fun set. Anytime we work with kids, you have a very different vibe on the set. Everyone wants to have fun because we have kids on the set. Everyone's trying harder to entertain the children. And then with kids, sometimes they get tired. So we adults all have to find ways to keep them motivated.
Okay, no problem. Appreciate it. So the next one is The Karate Kid. At the time when it was released, we all thought it was a complete reboot because there was no connection after Karate Kid Legends. It's all connected with the original film, started way back since 1984. We got a big cast: Jackie Chan, Jaden Smith, Zhenwei Wang, aka Zach Wang, Wen Han, Yu Rongguang, Tarash P. Henson, among others. And also we got the stunt coordinator, Wu Gang, assistant stunt coordinator, Hei Jun. And so before we move forward, I wanted to talk about a Hong Kong film director, icon John Woo, who came to visit you folks on the set. He was one of the best. I've been a massive fan of his action films that he did back in the 80s and 90s with Chow Yun-fat and Jean-Claude Van Damme and more. This picture of you and him, what do you reminiscence about?
This was actually my second time meeting him. I was a background actor in some movie, I can't remember which one, on a set in a studio in LA. And I heard that he was in the studio next to us doing Mission Impossible. So I went to go visit him to say hello. I told him, you don't know me, but I work with Jackie Chan, and I know that you have worked with Jackie. I just said hello to him. And so this was my second time meeting him. He came to our set, and he was making Red Cliff. So he was also filming in the same studio. And he's a very quiet man. He doesn't say a whole lot. And sometimes Jackie describes him like this. He says stuff that you can barely understand. He mumbles under his breath, but somehow he's brilliant. So he's not very, perhaps the most verbal person, or maybe he doesn't get his ideas um, clearly, communicated, I guess. But somehow his vision is strong.
Nice, nice. That's cool. At the end credits, even though it mentions dialect coach, like you told me it was dialogue. And this one, you are indeed the dialogue coach for Jackie, for Demore, also the young cast, Zhenwei, Zach Wang, Wenwei Han, Shi Xiaolu, Yizhao, and Ladies, Jason Smith, stunt double. They had no acting experience. They could not speak English. In terms of the acting experience, for those who haven't taken acting lessons or done theater, including learning a new language, what methods do you use so they are fully familiar with these subjects? And what a memorable moment knowing that three of them will become part of the Jackie Chan stunt team in the near future.
So, because they don't speak any English, I had to first teach them, a little bit about the language. And then I had to teach them how to express themselves when they say those lines. It was very easy to work with the young man, Zach Zhenwei, Wang Zhenwei is his Chinese name. But Zach was very hardworking, very mature. He was only 13,
Wow.
and he had to be this bully to Jaden. And he's such a sweet boy. And so I had to always remind him to be meaner, to be more cruel. And the first time we did the park scene, Jaden started to cry because he was only 10 and he had gotten to know all these young kids and they were playing around, they were training together. But now that we're actually shooting the scene where they're treating him so mean, he
Yeah.
had a hard time processing it. And Zach recognized this. And so every time he had to knock those musical sheets out of his hands,
Yeah.
he would pick them all up afterwards, dust it off with his hands,
Mm-hmm.
and then he would give it back to Jaden with a bow. And then he would give him a hug, he would fist bump him, and he knew in between each take, he would show him so much love so Jaden wouldn't cry again. He is only 10 years old,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he has an acting coach too.
Mm-hmm.
But because of his age, maybe he just has a hard time processing that these same kids who are just playing with him 30 minutes ago are now bullying him. It's acting, but he's still a child, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Still has not mastered those skills to help him differentiate the difference, right?
Ah,
He's
okay.
still having a hard time with his emotions, right? But like I said, Zach understood that because he is older. He was 13. So he then made the extra effort to show him some love
Wow.
and respect, because he has to knock those musical sheets out of Jaden's hands, right? And they get scattered everywhere. But he picked up every single one of them after every single take, dusted it off, and again bowed to Jaden and gave it to him.
Wow. So to my surprise, I read online you also coached a Chinese martial artist and actress Xiaofei Zhuwu, who appeared in the Grandmaster, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny, and Hitman 4, the finale. She has no lines or dialogue in this movie, playing as a snake charmer at the Taoist temple. When actors don't have a single line, what do they have to do in these circumstances?
Well, in that scene, she's supposed to be this master,
Hmm.
and she's doing this snake move, right?
Yeah.
And her practicing her martial arts was supposed to inspire Jaden's character to learn that move for his own fight, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so she had to come across as being really powerful in that scene. And even though she had no lines, I just practiced with her on trying to, try to emote into the camera, with obviously she's a, very famous martial artist herself. But now there's a difference between being that and trying to send that energy into the camera.
Ah, okay,
Right.
okay, okay. Okay. 10 years later, you are reunited with Chinese and martial artist actor Yu Rongguo, who starred with Jackie in Shanghai Noon as one of the three Imperial Guards. This time, playing the fearless teacher Master Li did a fantastic job. How was it to have worked with him again for the second time?
When I first met him on Shanghai Noon, I didn't know that he was famous.
Mhm.
He had sunglasses on, and he says, "Do you know who I am?" And I'm like, "No, I don't," because I didn't watch that many Chinese films, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he removed his sunglasses, and he's like, "Now, do you know who I am?" And I'm like, "No, I don't."
Oh my God.
And so he was not too pleased that I didn't know he was famous. But later on, right before a big fight scene, he had dental issues and his whole face blew up.
Ooh.
It was swollen. So we could not fight his fight scene. So I had to go with him to the dentist to translate. And apparently he has 6 cavities that had to be taken care of immediately. And he was really scared. He was really scared and he didn't like pain. So I had to like hold his hand and calm him down while he got injected with all these needles so he wouldn't feel any pain. And because I was with him for 4 or 5 hours and I was being very kind to him, he was very grateful. So after that, he was very nice to me. But it was very nice to see him again on Karate Kid, and he played a different kind of character, but at the same time similar because he's also very stern, a devoted master, even though he's evil, you know. But he's a very good actor, and he's very focused. And yeah, it was nice to see him. He's a man who knows his worth. He's a very good actor. He knows that, and so he likes to um, he likes to enjoy that being in character, I guess.
All right.